Hey Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today for the Scrap Room to share with you this layout that I created using Wishmas from the December flavor of the month kit. This is a collection by Fancy Pants. So I really loved the yellow that is in this collection, and so I wanted to have a little bit more yellow, and I'm going to create a super simple mixed media background. I want that stripe from the pattern papers to be at the bottom, and then I'm going to use this Distress Oxide ink and just use the package smushing technique. So put a little bit of ink, add some water, and literally smush the packaging on the cardstock there. This is actually a piece of mixed media. It's just acrylic really from Vicky Boutin, and that's why it says this, because I've got that pink is somehow on the wrong side of the acetate there, and so and it just lets me know which side to put it on. So I'm going to set that aside to dry, and I'm going to create a couple more trees. So I used my silhouette to cut out these wonky trees, and then out of the cardstock that comes with the kit. And then I'm going to use the green polka dots to create some variety in the green of the trees there. I will spare you the agony of having to watch that all, but basically all I did was trace it with pencil, and now I'm going to fussy cut it, and I will just fast forward through that so you don't have to watch me cut out both of those trees. But I am going to cut out a skinnier tall tree and I think a fatter tree. Again, I just wanted a little bit of contrast in the little Christmas tree forest that I'm going to create there. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the border. I have two photos here of my daughter in her gnome Christmas mask. We went to see the lights, some of the Christmas lights at the end of November, and that is what, and she's wearing her mask for the first time, or her first time wearing a Christmas mask, and so that's what the photos are, and then a super close-up of that. So I'm going to use the packaging. The add-ons this month are the tags that come with the collection, and I'm going to use the packaging from that in as just a layer around that photo there, just to give a little bit of a frame between that mixed media background and that smaller photo. I felt like the large photo, while it's the same size, really actually looks perceptually bigger, and so by putting that frame around the other photo, I'm able to create a little bit of balance between the two pictures there. So I am going to just gut that because I really like that, and I'm sure I'm going to be able to use that somewhere else. What I love about the kits is that you get a set amount of stuff, which is perfect because you spend a whole lot less time waffling around deciding what you are going to use, because there are fewer choices to choose from, and everything obviously is coordinated there. I'm going to use one of the tags to the right hand side of the photo there. Again, for a little bit of balance, I felt like there's a lot of weight, especially in that central picture of her eyes with the mask, and I felt like it needed some weight to balance out the layout, and so that is why I'm going to use the tag there. I also like to have something to house my journaling typically. I don't like to write on the layouts. I will, but there needs to be a space left for that intentionally. So I'm going to use some of the embellishment selection that came with the kit to just embellish the page a little bit more. I have popped that fa la 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 speech bubble up on foam to just give it a little bit of dimension. I can't remember what was in that zigzag little thing there that I'm going to put the flower over, but because I tucked it in behind the photo, I was only going to get part of the saying, and so I wanted to cover that up. The saying was irrelevant. My plan with these trees is I know I want to stitch down the center of them and pop them a little bit, fold them along that stitched edge to give them a little bit of dimension as well. And the idea is to create a row of trees just moving across the page there. And I know I have some of the trees that are in the die cuts, and I'm going to use those as well. So I love that photo. It makes me laugh. Also in the tags are these, there's actually 5 of those little banners in different colors there. I'm going to use them all the way across the border. Again, it just pulls the different colors of the collection into the layout. I also like the way that those colors also match the colors that are in the mask, the gnome mask that she's wearing. And so it's another way of incorporating the colors for consistency throughout the layout. I want to use this Christmas tree die cut, but it's got too much of a white border for me, so I'm just going to trim that out. I also trimmed out a few of the trees from the pattern paper that came with the collection this month. I did that off camera so that you were not subjected to that, but I had a variety of different trees that I just literally fussy cut from the page, another way to create more embellishments. So these stamps are from my collection. They did not come with the kit. I am going to use these stamps. It's just a house because I wanted to create a little bit of a scene so that the forest is the trees around the house, and they are just going to be stamped in black. And again, they're subtle back there, and just to give the idea of a little bit more embellishment to the page there. So you can see I'm putting sparse adhesive on these trees. Again, it's knowing that I'm going to go ahead and stitch them down the center off camera. I have actually rearranged my scrapbook room. I used to share the room with the kids, and now I have my own craft room. The sewing table, I have a table with my sewing machine embedded in it, so to speak, along with boxes and boxes of fabric were upstairs. My daughter has moved upstairs, and so I now no longer have to share the room. I do intend on doing a craft room video at some point, but I still have some organization to do. I have organized most of my scrap stuff. I just have to do the embellishments, and I'm still figuring out how that's going to go. So I will be able to show you stitching on video. I just am not there yet. In fact, I had to climb over boxes to get to the chair to do the sewing. So just finishing up the embellishments on the page there, and then I'm going to go in and put a little bit of, this is another stamp. They're just little stars, and I'm just going to do that, scatter that out throughout the page, a little sprinkling there, and then that gives me the perfect place to add some of the epoxy dots that come with the kit. I didn't like that the way that that's smeared when I stamped it. There was gesso behind in order to provide some stability to the page, and it smeared, and so I just moved that tag up, which is fine because it creates a better balance with that red circle that's on the left-hand side there. For some reason, I had little yellow stars. I think, oh, they came from a punch. I knew I wanted the little yellow stars. They're a border punch from American Crafts. And so that's what I was attaching there, is just a couple of the little yellow stars. And now I'm going to use the epoxy with my particular division of the kit. I got the pink epoxy dots. So I'm going to put those puffy dots throughout the page, and then I'm actually going to go in off camera and add also some sequins to that. So these thickers are from my collection, and I'm going to use that to title the page. I like the way that the glitter on the letters just kind of brings a little bit of sparkle to this Christmas page. To me, every Christmas page should have a little bit of sparkle, be it foil or glitter. So that is pretty much my page completed. I'm just going to add that sequence off camera and then do the stitching. Again, this is for the ScrapRoom. If you don't subscribe, it is a kit club where you get 4 flavors, or if you get the flavor of the month kit, and then you can have the option of adding embellishment kits as well as pattern paper kits, which I have used both of here. Enjoy the close-ups, my friends. I hope you are ready for this awesome December season. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.